The Eco-Warriors of Veterans Green Corps are soldiers returning from Iraq and Afghanistan, strong, capable men who still have a passion for service to country. They are finding a way home through service, making the transition past what they know are the statistical likelihoods that they can fall into depression, suicide, divorce, and homelessness. These veterans are finding their way through environmental service to our nation's public lands. In the deep Colorado forests, they are putting their hands and hearts to conservation work, healing, and making a difference. As one veteran put it, "I'm not a charity case. I'm here to serve."
It's a collaboration between the Southwest Conservation Corps and Veterans Green Jobs. You see there's two logos on my shirt here, and out of that serendipitous relationship is a group of guys that were initially commissioned this summer, 8, I like to call them eco-warriors, going out into the field and doing trail work for the Forest Service. One young man's returning to live with his parents, as I did for some time. Others are couch surfing. Some take what is a pretty healthy bonus when they separate to spill it wherever they can, and oftentimes then end up being a couch surfer or some other sort of lifestyle that eventually in many cases leads to the streets. The spectrum is across the board. Some were very focused on a path and wanting to move towards forestry, firefighting service, and others were simply there, as they've stated, for their own personal healing or just sort things out in their lives.
And how is that sorting out happening, do you think?
Magically, in the words of one veteran, on the backcountry crew in particular, we saw a handful of transformations. Simply being in the woods, there's something about that environment that's remarkable, and being held by people of like mind and like background.
I think there are sort of 3 things that really helped with this. One is the cohort situation. So a whole group of veterans being together had a shared experience together in a shared background, even if they were from different branches of the military or different units or different kinds of service experiences. The fact that they were together as a unit, working together, was a huge piece. I think the second was structure, that the Corps has a structure to it that seemed to reflect well for folks who've been in a military situation, and certainly I think we're less structured in some military situations, but the structure was something that a lot of them hadn't found in regular civilian jobs, and that was a neat transitional piece. And then I think the third thing of real value was service, and that all of the folks who went into the military were doing service in the military, and they were drawn to the military for a variety of different reasons, but service was an underlying piece of that, and service is a part of ours, so that the adherence to a mission greater than ourselves and greater than many of us in the regular world who go to a job and earn money and come home. There's something, some cause greater than that. Oh, I think this could be huge nationally, and there are 1.8 million vets returning from Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraq Freedom. That's a lot of young people coming back, and I think our country has a decision to make on what we're going to do with this group of folks coming back. If you think back to Vietnam, we lost 54,000 lives in Vietnam, and Vietnam vets, 60,000 Vietnam vets have died by suicide since then, and have numerous other issues associated with it. And our country now has an opportunity to say we have 1.8 million people coming back from these wars, and what are we going to do, and which direction are we going to go? And I think there's unlimited potential to engage these young people as leaders, as resources, to meet some of the pressing needs our country has. In our case, environmental needs, conservation needs, their energy efficiency needs, there are all kind of other needs that the folks coming back from these wars could be involved in and could be a resource for our country. On the other hand, we could sort of ignore them and have another repeat of the Vietnam experience, and there are estimates that the mental health needs of this group could exceed the total cost of the wars. So it's a real turning point for our country, and I think it's a time we should embrace things like what Jason and his crews have been doing.
We need warriors on the streets of this nation, not just in other places. And it starts with putting on the boots and showing up at the flagpole, and we finish when the objective is done.